Synopsis of the books of the Bible. Major Prophets. Ezekiel. By JND Darby. Chapter 33. An entirely new principle established, individual condition before God. In Ezekiel 33, in view of these judgments, which put his people on entirely new ground, for they were judged as Lomi, with the nations, and this is why the prophecy can look on to the last days, although the judgments had been but partial. In view then of these judgments, God establishes an entirely new principle, namely, individual conduct as the ground of the dealings of God, in contrast with the consequences of national sin, verse 10 and 11. Thus the door was still fully open to individual repentance founded on a testimony that applied individually, whatever the national judgment might be. The end to which the judgment applies is in contrast with the effect to be produced by it on the individual, and that in order to confirm the principles, faith would not be shown now by reckoning on the promises to Israel, or on the intervention of God in behalf of his people as in possession of his promises, for the people were judged, and the very thing that would have been faith, had it been the time of the promises, and that hereafter also will be faith, is but hardness of heart in the time of judgment, verse 24. Compare Isaiah 51 verse 2, a passage often entirely misapplied. The little remnant in the latter days may trust in a God who had called out one man alone and had multiplied him, but such a thought on the part of the people, when God was cutting off the multitude of them because of their iniquities, would only cause the judgment to be more keenly felt. In this way of judgment on the iniquities of which they had been nationally guilty, and not by a blessing which presumption would snatch from God, they should know that Jehovah was God,